Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello, welcome to the third week of our course on marketing management part 1. The overall theme of this week will be marketing information system and leading to market research, theories, techniques, processes, tools and examples. Traditionally in textbooks, we talk about marketing information system. It is defined as people, equipment, procedures to gather, sort, analyze, evaluate and distribute needed timely and accurate information to marketing decision makers. Now, even though traditionally it has been called marketing information system, truly in today's perspective, I feel it should be renamed as marketing information and knowledge system, because as you have listened and discussed last 2 weeks on your forum and with us, the main objectives of marketing, which are knowing your customers, knowing your competitors and knowing your company's own core competencies in the perspective of overall business environment and strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. So, you see, knowing those 3 C's, knowing your customers, the most important, knowing your competitors and knowing yourself, your own core competencies, these 3 C's are fundamentally knowledge constructs, because what we want to know is that who will be our customers, why will they buy from us in preference to other competitors, why will they continue to buy from us, and how can we motivate, inspire, persuade them to become our advocates, to recommend our products and services to others. How can we delight them so much that they will share their positive opinion about us with others. These are 4 fundamental questions, the whole purpose of marketing, to know who are our likely customers, to know why will they buy from us, to know why will they continue to buy from us, and to know how we can delight them so that they will become our advocates. Customer advocacy, the highest aim of successful marketing. So, in a way you see we have this string of 4 sets of knowledge that we want to acquire. So, knowing is the primary theme of this week's session, and this is of course a fundamental theme which runs through the whole course. Now, it will be interesting to also talk a little bit about the distinction between data, information and knowledge at this stage. As the definition on the screen shows, that we have to have organized effort to collect data about buying statistics, about price statistics, about different seasonal variances and so on. These data about the market about the buying statistics, not buying statistics, customer statistics, all these data will have to be put in context. So, data when it is put in some context, like for example, if you get a series of numbers, it may not mean anything, that is the data, but if you put it in the context that this shows the sales per day for a particular product in a particular region, then it is put in a context and starts making sense that the sales are going down, sales are going up, and then when we compare with another set of data, another context, that how it compares with two major competitors, then we know that our market share is going down, going up, or what is happening. So, data put in some context becomes information. So, information is therefore more meaningful. It gives us pointers for action. Now, therefore, this meaningful information, when it is interpreted for action. So, you see, to become information, to become knowledge, it must integrate interpretation of that information, so that we then have an action plan. So, ultimately we want to act, because marketing is all about action. To arrive at a valid, good, logical, right way of acting, we need to know. To know, we need to have information which we can interpret to know, and to have information we need to have data which we want to put in context. So, next few view graphs are regarding marketing information system, which as I said, really should be renamed as marketing information and knowledge system. And this diagram, which is a very traditional diagram, can be seen in many textbooks, kind of shows the different parts of such a system. So, on top, as you see, you have on top you have marketing managers and other information users. So, this is where the output has to go for analysis, planning, implementation, organization and control, and this is the block that we are discussing today. So, obviously, it starts with an assessment of what we want to know, and to organize our information that is coming, we need to have these databases and information analysis and marketing intelligence and marketing research, the 4 building blocks. And as you see these arrows, they mean they are interacting with each other. So, each one leads or lends itself to the next block and the other blocks. So, all 4 are interactive, and we will discuss a little bit about each one of them now, and we will continue to expand on. So, this diagram is a kind of you should keep it in front of you, because as we go through this week, each block will become more and more explicit to you. And then we have of course, the output will have to go. So, one side we have assessment of the information need, and the other side we have after this block, whatever is coming out is fed back to the users, to the managers for their decision making. So, as you can see, the purpose of this is to generate a template for action or action plan, and the data gathering sources are of course the market itself and your channel partners, study of your competitors, public sources, newspapers, magazines, other media, and of course, the overall macro environment forces need to be kept in perspective. So, marketing information system therefore interacts with information users to assess information needs, develops needed information from internal and external sources. Now, these internal sources are of many types. For example, internal records, marketing intelligence, market research, and examples are internal record examples can be sales data, cost data, cash flow data, production schedule, shipment, inventory, competitor activities, customer demographics, psychographics, buying behavior, customer satisfaction data, service problem record, and so on. All of these we will be discussing all these points, like what is sales and costs, that are kind of almost common sense, but a little bit about the importance of cash flow or free cash flow I had discussed last week in one of the sessions. But otherwise many of these other activities, like what is demographic, what is psychographic, what is the meaning of buying behavior, how do we interpret customer satisfaction, all these we will be discussing during this week in greater detail. So, marketing intelligence which comes from external sources, that also has some meaning, that it is the everyday information about development in the marketing environment which help managers to prepare for action. So, this is in a way marketing information system, that it interacts with information users to assess the need, and then it develops the needed information from internal and external sources by analyzing the data that has been collected, helps user analyze that information, that means data when it has been converted to information, that means it has been put in some context, then that analysis and interpretation leads to, there is an in between stage here which we should normally consider, that means this analysis of information leads to knowledge which prepares the action plan, the decision framework for what to do. And then of course, it your good MIKS, marketing information and knowledge system, should have a good distribution system for that information, so that the right information is available to the right player at the right time. If you remember, in the very first week we had discussed the objective of all modern organizations to be market oriented, and if you remember, we had said market orientation means sense, share and respond. Actually this is an embodiment of that same concept, that is sense from the marketplace, from your internal sources, from your own frontline employees, service engineers, sales engineers or sales representatives, sense what is happening in the marketplace, what the market wants, what the customers are complaining about, what customers would love to have, sense. Then internally share that sensed data in the context of what you want to do, where you want to be, and so on, and that gives us information which then further is interpreted to respond for further action. So, sense, share, respond, and to is what is meant by market orientation, and the engine to arrive at that market orientation is what this MIKS is all about. So, what kind of information we would need is obviously, that means what enables us to respond, what enables us to take action. And important point of course here is there are some I would say limitations which we have to know, that not all information can be obtained. So, a marketing information and knowledge system should not lead to paralysis by analysis. That means, you cannot actually keep on collecting data, keep on generating information till you have everything, all kinds of possibilities, eventualities which can be analyzed with the massive amount of data that you are wanting to collect. That will be a wrong approach, because ultimately you have to take action. So, in today's scenario, where the velocity of the business has accelerated enormously, we have to act, and often therefore, we have to take some kind of an evolutionary approach to this marketing knowledge system. That means, we have some good amount of data which can be put in context to get information, and with the interpretation of that maybe incomplete information, we should act, and based on the feedback that we get from the marketplace on that action, we should be able to quickly respond and modify. So, we have an iterative process, like we interpret, we do, then we check, and then again act, and sort of go it in a cycle. So, sometimes we have to act upon incomplete or insufficient data, and therefore, we have developed techniques of how to do that, and those are the things that we will discuss when we discuss more about market research. Like, for example, if we have possible 1 million customers, then we can't go and talk to those 1 million customers before we finally design and manufacture the product, or make the work plan for the service, or flow plan from the service. So, we have to actually maybe talk to 100 people or 1000 people to know what million people will do, and we have therefore scientific techniques that we have developed to guess. Yeah, I would put within comma this word guess. So, intelligent guessing is part of this marketing information and knowledge system. So, therefore, machines cannot do really speaking this MIKS entirely. You need the human intuition and the human ability to interpret insufficient data very quickly, and you should utilize that in your MIKS. So, that is what I recommended, to take an evolutionary approach, have a rough set, do develop a plan of action, go and act in the marketplace, get quick feedback, feed that back into the system. So, do it in interrogative loops before you actually do the entire nationwide or complete rollout. So, to summarize today's session, sources of information are internal data, marketing intelligence, which means observation of the competitors, etc. I think I have a slide on that, and marketing research, and internal data is gathered by customer databases, financial records, operational reports, and obviously this is, if done properly, this can give you very good valuable insight. Right from the information that you have, you can get an agenda for action. Of course, as I said, that this is not entire set, so there is some incompleteness that will be there in the data that can be generated from your internal sources. Then of course, we can have marketing intelligence, systematic collection of the competitors' activities, collaborators' activities, and customer opinion, and so on. So, competitive intelligence gathering has now become, in most organizations, a full time function, and very knowledgeable people are deployed, because they are the trend spotters. They are the people who can see the changes in the pattern, and there are software techniques, etc., for this business intelligence or market intelligence. There is lot of new tools that have come about to make the interpretation of a massive amount of data, which is called big data. That analytics tools are available, but as I would again try to emphasize, that however big may be your information gathering system, however big may be your the data size and your power of your interpretation tools and your analytics, at the end you need human intuition to understand that what is valid, which is more important than other. That is still very, very difficult to do through machines. The artificial intelligence software is coming back again and is becoming less ambitious, I would say, and therefore less expensive, providing very good results. But at the end you do need a human pilot to drive this complex process. Sources of competitive intelligences are your own employees, the frontline employees, your service people, your sales people, your channel partners. Also you can participate in trade shows and observe what your competitors are exhibiting, what they are talking about, and you can do some benchmarking. And of course, there are consultants, independent bodies who are available to do this benchmarking. Finally, therefore, to give you the whole construct, the internal data marketing intelligence, and we are not discussing market research in this session because that is the main theme of the rest of the week. We will discuss it in much more detail, and which is basically systematic design, collection, analysis and reporting of data relevant to our requirement. So, these are the steps in the market research process, but of this will be expanded. At this stage it is only being shown to you for introductory purpose, that it is as usually define, develop, implement, interpret. As I started today's session by saying that ultimately the purpose of this whole MIKS, Marketing Information Knowledge System, is to enable the organization to sense what is happening, what is being wanted, what is the deficiency, what needs to be fulfilled. All this sensing shared within the organization and interpreted for action. Sense, share, respond. That is what the process that needs to be enabled by MIKS. So, these are some of the fundamental processes of marketing research. I will now take up in the rest 2-3 minutes a short example. So, for example, say this XYZ Airlines, they want to see that whether they should introduce that they should give internet service in flight internet service. They contacted some telecom company and found that it will cost them about rupees 60,000 per flight to have and manage and run such a system. So, the airline could break even if it charged rupees 2,500 and at least 40 people used such a system, then they will get about 100,000 rupees, cost will be 60,000 rupees, and including other costs, then this will break even. So, the requirement is 40 passengers per flight who will pay 2,500 for in-flight internet service. The question is this is what MIKS is all about. We want to know, will there be 25 customers? Will this make any difference? Should we at all think about this? It may appear to be a very good idea, but how important is this idea in the perspective of all other possibilities? So, what is the standard method? We will ask the marketing manager will ask the research manager that we want to know that if we want to do this, whether we will have enough people buying in, at what price should it be 2,500, should it be 1,500, what all should it be there. So, first we have to define the problem and research objective. So, therefore, this is what we do first, we try to define the research problem. if we want to say to find out everything about air travelers need, this statement is too broad. Or if we say to find out a global route flying between east and west, would be willing to pay rupees 2,500 to use internet service, so that the company would break even on the cost of offering this service. This also appears to be too narrow, very specific. We may actually lose out by not asking some other peripheral questions which can give us much better insight. So, the research problem finally can be defined as, will offering an in-flight internet service create enough incremental preference and profit for XYZ airline to justify its cost against other possible investments that the company might make. Okay. So, this is the first step, to define your research objective, to know what you want to know. Then we can make this research objective to know. Then we have to develop a series of questions, which is here we ask. Now, I am just showing a very simple example. In the subsequent sessions, we will see more details about this construction of the research objective, making the questionnaire, making a valid questionnaire, what are the checks and balances that we should have, all these. This is only to whet your appetite, just to give you a teaser or sort of a prelude to what we want to do rest of the week. Okay. So, this is how we actually develop a set of detailed questions to ask to know our research problem, answers to the research problem. We break it down into whole series of questions, and then we go to the market, go and talk to the passengers, talk to the our own employees and so on, to find out the answers to those questions. So, as I mentioned, in the rest of the week we will go far deeper into these different very intricate and very exciting subjects, that how to know what we want to know and to assess what is there to know with respect to all other pursuits that we may have. So, if you think about it, if you know what you want to know, in many ways you know where you want to go, and once you know your destination, then planning your journey becomes far easier, as long as of course you know where you are today. Thank you.